Fun has begun. The Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino is now Northern California's premier family fun destination. Get your heart racing on this spectacular 3-level indoor kart track. If bowling is up your alley, there are 18 lanes of fun at the Apex, plus a mind-blowing virtual reality arcade, incredible golf simulators, and one of the best sports bars anywhere. We're taking entertainment to a whole new level. It's the Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino.
¿Cómo se crea una comunidad con actitud ganadora? Manteniéndonos activos, trabajando y jugando juntos, fortaleciendo nuestros cuerpos, huesos y músculos con alimentos sanos, frescos y regionales. Crystal Creamery orgullosamente patrocina a atletas y equipos deportivos en el Valle Central de California. Porque cuando nutres a una comunidad, la comunidad prospera. Crystal Creamery. Simple, local, fresh.
This is the look of a woman who fought cancer for years with no answers. A woman who bravely championed her own health and found a doctor who'd do the same. A woman whose ending was rewritten when she found remission. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
Tickets.
This is the look of a little girl with big dreams. but only one last hope. A girl whose organs were shutting down as she was growing up. A girl who finally found her spotlight when she found her specialist. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
The fun has begun. The Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino is now Northern California's premier family fun destination. Get your heart racing on this spectacular 3-level indoor kart track. If bowling is up your alley, there are 18 lanes of fun at the Apex, plus a mind-blowing virtual reality arcade, incredible golf simulators, and one of the best sports bars anywhere. We're taking entertainment to a whole new level. It's the Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino.
With SMUD rebates, you'll save big when you switch from this to this. This to this. Or this to that. Save money and save the planet for generations to come. Get rebates from SMUD on clean power appliances, electric vehicles, and much more at cleanpowercity.org.
This is the look of a woman who fought cancer for years with no answers. A woman who bravely championed her own health and found a doctor who'd do the same. A woman whose ending was rewritten when she found remission. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
The fun has begun. The Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino is now Northern California's premier family fun destination. Get your heart racing on this spectacular 3-level indoor kart track. If bowling is up your alley, there are 18 lanes of fun at the Apex, plus a mind-blowing virtual reality arcade, incredible golf simulators, and one of the best sports bars anywhere. We're taking entertainment to a whole new level. It's the Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino.
Listen up. Why do you do it? You ignore the signs and the flashing lights.
Don't you see the work zone?
Seriously? Caltrans is working right there. Right next to your speeding car. My mom is out there. That's my dad's truck. That's my papa behind those cones.
So slow down.
Watch out for them. And be alert. How would you feel if that was your dad? Be alert. Be work zone alert.
Capital City, 4-0. Oh my goodness! The crowd is losing it here in Sacramento. The presentation of the Western Conference finale is brought to you in part by UC Davis Health and by Western Health Advantage.
That is out of our control. Tonight's match broadcast will be limited to a single camera feed with commentary. The connectivity partners are actively working on the issue to restore a normal broadcast. The connectivity issues will impact all feeds, Fox 40 and Fox40.com, as well as ESPN Plus and Arizona's Family Sports and Entertainment Network Channel 3. For real-time match updates on this, please follow at Sac Republic FC and at PHX Rising FC on X. And of course, that also means that you'll be hearing our audio, not just here, but on ESPN Plus as well. And Gary, with that out of the way, we can start talking about the match. Phoenix is trying to pull off an incredible run to the final by taking out 3 of the best in California in the USL Championship. Sac Republic are trying to use this road to host the USL Championship final, which of course will be played against the Eastern Conference champions, Charleston Battery.
Yeah, it's 2 teams in great form. Sac Republic, 5 straight wins, 10 goals scored, top in the West, and they're a fantastic side. And Juan Guerra is saying as much. There's very few weaknesses, if any. Every part of this team that we're looking at, including the goalkeeper, who's the keeper of the year in the USL, Danny Vitiello. It's a tough, strong side, 3 good centre-backs, but Phoenix Rising, a couple of unbelievable games they've played. The 4-3 win at San Diego, with all the emotion of it potentially being the last match for San Diego. Great victory. And then to go to Orange County, who've been in unbelievable form, and go and get a win there in extra time. Phoenix Rising are in form as well. So this could be, and hopefully will be, an incredible playoff match.
Again, we saw Charleston hold off Louisville in the Eastern Conference final earlier on tonight. We will see who will join them in the USL Championship final. Our official in the center tonight is Ricardo Fierro. It is Sac Republic in their home blacks that will get us started, kicking from right to left, with Phoenix in their road whites once again tonight. It is a jam-packed crowd at Heart Health Park in Sacramento. And the referee getting the go-ahead. The whistle goes, and off we go in the Western Conference final in the Californian capital of Sacramento. Can Phoenix continue their Cinderella story? It's going to be an early free kick, it looks like, for Sac Republic inside of seconds at the start of this final. Will it be Sac Republic continuing their run to try to get back to the final for the first time since they were crowned champions in their inaugural season back in 2014? Although it must be said, tempers fraying in the early stages here, there was an early coming together as the ball was lofted towards the Phoenix penalty area. It looks like the referee's given Sac Republic a free kick. Phoenix not happy with the decision.
They're not the same that Mo Traore got the ball cleanly, but there was a smash in the back there of one of the Sacramento Republic players, and they went down very heavily. Have a look. Mo Traore goes up. There's a clash in the back. Down they go. And referee immediately gives the free kick. You can see the arguments. You can see the Sac Republic players saying, well, there was an elbow, and then King comes in and says, maybe not so. Maybe he won the goal, the header rather clearly. And it looks like it's Luis Felipe is the man down. But difficult one for referee. Whenever you come over into the back of a player and he goes down heavily, referees are tempted to give the free kick, and we just hope that Luis Felipe is going to be okay.
Tonight's availability report is brought to you by Spooner. So look at who's available and who's out. It's been a tough season for Gabby Torres. Juan Guerra's hope to try to get him back. It looks like he'll have to wait another week if Phoenix can get there. And of course, Lopez, Herrera, Freddy Sosa, some of the notables. Although Mark Briggs has talked about the likes of Freddy Sosa still being impact players, despite not being able to play in the games. The way they've been training, the way they've just been giving moral support to the group has really helped to their cause.
Yep, he said he's been the light and life of the locker room, and lifting the boys up, giving them all sorts of support. And those players are vital. And I think both managers, Mark Briggs and Juan Guerra, both talking about teamwork, team play, players supporting each other, subs coming on. I mean, for Phoenix Rising, it's the subs who've made things happen in the last couple of matches. Cuello in particular with the winner against Orange County, but even Gallardo and Arteaga setting up Derek Formello for the winner against San Diego. So for both teams, it's not just the 11 on the pitch, it's the entire team and the subs' impact that's so important for both managers.
Well, like you said earlier, Gary, we hope Luis Felipe is okay. He's been taken off to the side for further evaluation. It's going to be Jack Gurr who will stand over this early Sacramento set piece. Just to curl it into the penalty area, just nudged away in the middle of the 18-yard box, and the host will settle for a throw on the near side. And two meetings between these two in the regular season. Both, in some ways, were turning points for Phoenix's season in particular. The 4-0 defeat here early in the season back in July, and it was the day after that performance that Juan Guerra actually tweeted out how he was displeased with that performance, called the players out, had the chance to speak with him the week after, and he said it was a call out. The players have to respond. It's not acceptable. They turned it around immediately with a Monterey Bay win, and then, of course, it led up to that second meeting in August, and Phoenix won at home by 2-1, which we highlighted at the top of the broadcast, I should say.
Amazing how a 4-0 defeat can be the turning point in your season, but he said he looked into the eyes of all the players after the match, and to be fair to Sac Republic, they were 4-0 up in the first half.
Yep.
Absolutely brilliant performance. And Juan Guerra saying he looked into the eyes of his players after the game and the following morning at breakfast, and they were really hurting, really annoyed. And that's when he said he believed, just from their response alone, that this team could do something special this season, and haven't they done? To win away at San Diego, to win away at Orange County. Absolutely brilliant results, and both having gone to extra time.
Danny Trejo ends up leaving the ball off. It's crossed into the middle. Darnell King was closest to it for Phoenix. Cleared out of play by Damia Villadero, who's one of the heroes for Sac Republic against San Antonio in the last round.
That's a good ball put in. It's one of those balls that asks questions of defender. Trejo's doing so well down this left-hand side here. But when you put a ball in just between goalkeeper and defenders, and have a look at the ball, you know, keeper's not sure it doesn't come, and then defenders have to get there. If Darnell King just was a little yard quicker, he might have been on the end of that one.
Corner kick is brought to you by Carvana, proud sponsor of Phoenix Rising. Carvana will drive you happy. Phoenix's first chance of the match is headed, and it's headed wide of the goal in the end. It wasn't a bad ball in. Looked like it was John Stenberg who got his head to it. It's out for a goal kick.
He does. He gets a full head to it, Stenberg. And he's maybe just stretching here. Look, he's got free of his mark. He's just stretching and can't keep the ball down. And that's normally a strength of Sac Republic, limiting opportunities of the opposition. And you can see Stenberg, who's made such a difference since he's arrived in terms of the organization at the back for the Rising.
Talked about it earlier, Sacramento trying to get back to the final for the first time since 2014, which was their inaugural season. And of course, they won the final in 2014. They're trying to recreate the magic of that season about a decade ago. And for Phoenix, the last time they were in the final was back in 2020. And of course, there's still some wounds from that because Phoenix never got a chance to play in that final due to COVID. And of course, neither did the Tampa Bay Rowdies, who would have been their opponents. They're hoping to get another shot at it this year. And of course, if they do, they would be taking a trip to Charleston.
Yeah, Charleston is the team that got through. A good victory over Lou City, and well-deserved earlier this evening. But I think credit to both coaches. Wangera's come in. And then credit also to the ownership team who brought him in and backed him. 21 new players coming in. He's put that squad together, and they've just grown in strength all season. Of course, Mark Briggs, Open Cup final last year, winning the West this year. And wouldn't be surprised there's a few MLS teams who are watching Mark Briggs and thinking, wow, this man has got the Midas touch, as has Wangera. So two coaches who have done brilliantly, as has the Charleston coach, Ben Pearman, turning around a team that didn't make the playoffs, which is the story for Wangera. His team didn't make it when he was brought in the end of last season, and look at them now.
To have that possibility of two teams that didn't make the playoffs last year play each other in the final would be some story. And to your point about Mark Briggs, there's still some MLS teams shaking their heads as to how they lost in the Open Cup to Sac Republic last year. But this year, despite faltering early on in the Open Cup, they've more than made up for it in the league this season. Top team in the West all year, really. They very rarely were not in the top spot in the standings. And now they have a chance to host the final, which would just mean so much to the tremendous group of fans here in the Californian capital. As Donovan tries to send this ball down the near side, looking for Nick Ross, who is another one of the heroes from the San Antonio win last time out, but Phoenix deals with it, and Darnell King is in possession.
By the way, you mentioned the win against San Antonio. San Antonio is some team, champions, of course, last season, but physically powerful, strong. It was a tight first half, but second half, Sac Republic ran right over them, which was a very, very powerful display by Mark Briggs' team. And no doubt Wangera and company would have had a close look at that and said to the players, you know, you're going to have to manage this entire team. In fact, we asked him, who are the players you worry most about at Sac Republic? He said, I can't give you one or two. He said the entire team and squad of Sac Republic is very impressive.
A couple of pushes in the back as the ball was trying to be controlled by Carlos Harvey, it appears. It's going to be a free kick for Phoenix. Wangera gave one of the best analogies I think we've heard all season. We'll get to that after we see the challenges, multiple challenges on Harvey on the backside. He actually initiates it first, but then Arnold Lopez continues to push him.
Oh, there's a little bit of a swing out of the hand there by Carlos Harvey. Got to be careful. And both sets of players putting pressure on referee Ricardo Fierro. He's going to have a tough night here. Emotions running high, and players trying to get him on their side as quickly as possible.
Wangera told us of Sac Republic, it's like when you have a blanket and you put the blanket over your head and then your feet is cold. You put the blanket over your feet, your head's cold.
Yeah, he's drawing the parallel. He says you worry about the defense, their attack gets you. You worry about the attack, the defense stop you. Yeah, it is a very good side, and I think that's clear. But then, you know, San Diego on their home turf was tough. Orange County on their home turf. Wow, they've had an incredible run. And somehow Phoenix Rising managed to beat both those sides.
And Phoenix will have to go through three of the best atmospheres in the USL Championship this season as well. The San Diego fans, and turned out to be with their last game, of course, were tremendous. Orange County are always great at the champ, and then Sac Republic, you could argue, are unmatched for their atmosphere, and they brought the fans into this park again tonight. Danny Trejo's been very good on the road in this postseason. He has scored in San Diego and in Irvine so far. He's trying to maraud forward here for Phoenix. Sac Republic win the ball back, and Connor Donovan resets. Of course, Connor Donovan scored the winning goal in the first round win at home against New Mexico United.
You mentioned Danny Trejo, and you and I were chatting off air before the game. We feel that for Phoenix, it's important to get the first goal. You've got some stats that can back that up, but Danny Trejo got the first goal against Orange County. He won the penalty to get the first goal against San Diego and scored the second. So he's a key player for Phoenix Rising tonight.
It's a great point, Gary. This season, when Phoenix has scored first, it's happened 17 times. They've won 12 of those games, 4 draws, and just 1 defeat. However, when they concede first, they have just 2 wins. This all includes the postseason, by the way. 9 losses and 7 draws. One of those wins, however, was at San Diego in the first round of these playoffs. And just to add one more in there, Phoenix has scored multiple goals this season 16 times. They're undefeated. 13 wins, 3 draws.
So that first goal crucial for Phoenix Rising, especially when you're away from home, as you say, in a hostile environment against a team that is the best in the division. You need something just to set you up, and an early goal does exactly that.
Ball is flared back towards Vitiello, goalkeeper of the season. He's just been tremendous wherever he's been. So we tell you, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe is Select. Visit select.com/sport. For Select's product specials and more. Select is the player's choice. Jean St. Jacques, Manchester United legend, Gary Bailey, our entire crew. Thrilled to have you with us. It's been a bit of a feeling out process in this Western Conference final so far. And Stenberg will reset things all the way back to Rocco Rios Novo. He's had a tremendous season in goal for Phoenix. Became the 2nd youngest goalkeeper in league history to have over 100 saves in a campaign. As this pass, I should say, is picked off by Ross. Luis Felipe through the legs looking for Keko, who was instrumental in Sacramento's tremendous season, but Phoenix do enough defensively, and the ball trickles toward midfield for Formella to pick up, and he wins a free kick off of Donovan.
Formella was just absolutely brilliant against San Diego. His winner in extra time was stunning, and he got a goal before that to take them into a 3-2 lead. What a good signing he has been for Phoenix Rising.
Trejo has an acrobatic swing at the boot in the penalty area. Donovan let that drop, but it's smartly headed back to Vitiello by Jack Gurr, who's also had a tremendous season wherever he's played for Sacramento. Home and away, he just seems to be one of their key cogs.
Yeah, he's a powerful player, bombs down that right-hand side, 5 goals, 6 assists. But he gets stuck in as well. He drives that team. He's one of the motivators. Very impressed with Jack Gurr. And again, I think Mark Briggs, we asked him who's been your standout players. He said, look, everyone's had a part to play. And he said Russell Cicerone, of course, gets all the sort of press reports because he scored some crucial goals. But he did mention Jack Gurr and said him, Nick Ross, there's a couple of others, Dami Viadé. He said they've just been super special this season.
Sacramento now trying to find themselves to the final for just the 2nd time in the club history. Back in 2014 when they won it all. Meanwhile, Phoenix, 2018, 2020, winning the Western Conference twice. Unfortunately, falling to Lose City in 2018 and 2020, the COVID year. They end up as co-champions. The game was never played, as Tampa Bay and Phoenix will go down as co-champions during that 2020 season. Playing the ball forward. Here's a chance again. This is where he's so dangerous. Danny Trejo off to the left side. Outside the 18. Cross coming in. Just sails away. And this will be a goal kick for Danny Vitiello. We appreciate you joining us, and apologies for the technical difficulties here in Sacramento. Rob McAllister, Adam Moffat with you in this Western Conference final between the Republic and the Rising. In the capital of California, 2 teams eager to get back to the finale. It's been 10 years for the Republic, and it's been 3 for the Rising. Ball play forward, looking for Cicerone. They've had trouble getting involved early. A couple of quality looks from each side, but nothing too dangerous for either to threaten in this game. High stakes, a chance to move on. Adam, someone who's been to 5 Final Fours in his career, MLS and ASL. What are these players feeling like? 15 minutes in here, things are starting to settle down, but there was a ton of anxiety, energy coming out in those first 5.
That's a lot of nerves. I've been in these situations before, but this is what all the blood, sweat, and tears of a long season, it comes to this, and you've got a chance to put yourself in a final game. And as quick as you can, you want to kind of get get to what got you into the final. And for Sacramento Republic, you know, it's solid defensively. Different players contributing in the attack. And for Phoenix Rising, that resiliency we spoke about, being on the road, finding ways to win. Get Danny Trejo, get Derek Formella. Those two guys have been on fire as of late. Get them involved in the game as much as possible. But this is where you want to be as a player. You want to be one of the last 4 teams standing. Now only 3 teams standing. Charleston finding their way into the championship final already.
Charleston Battery taking down Lou City, who's been in an Eastern Conference final every single year of their existence, trying to get back there. So Charleston will host the finale. If Phoenix sure win, if Sacramento win, the Battery will be coming to California. What a road it's been for Phoenix, though. Talk about a resilient club. We saw that with Sacramento in the U.S. Open Cup a year ago. But here in the USL Championship playoffs in 2023, it has been all Phoenix Rising. And that's going to be a quick booking as Mohamed Traore was in a collision. Well, he went to his pocket. Maybe a warning? Yeah, there's a card out. And so it looks like Traore now his second collision with a Republic player and an early yellow card for one of the 3 defensive.
And it's the right call. Anytime you go lead with that arm right into the back of Keko, can't really defend himself in those situations. It's reckless more than anything, and that's twice those collisions have come.
So
16
Phoenix
minutes into this,
able to take down San Diego in a hostile environment. Last game for the Loyal, they win 4-3. What a performance. We'll take another look at this.
That was the earlier one, and that was 2 seconds into the game. And there's another one, just leading with the right arm. Mohamed Traore can't really have any complaints with it. Once you make contact with someone's head twice in a game, you're going to get a yellow card.
So they take down the Loyal in extra time, win 4-3. Derek Formella starting that one with 2 goals. Meanwhile, they go to Orange County. They win 2-1. Danny Trejo scoring in both, but it was Emil Cuecho, the former Republic midfielder, who is also the game-winning goal. Finding a way has been this Phoenix mantra for the postseason. Over the top it goes, looking for an opportunity. Slightly deflected by Phoenix, comes down, and a foul on Keko as Stenberg able to hold him off.
Keko's gone up a little bit too early into the body of Stenberg. Fans don't like it, but the referee got that one right.
Republic beating Phoenix earlier here at Hardell Park 4-0. Keko and Gurr each with an assist and a goal in that contest. All 4 goals coming in the first half. However, Adam, it was the Rising who got a little bit of revenge. Trejo, Arteaga getting involved. They win 2-1 down in the desert. And so they split the season series. It has been even throughout the years. 8-8-8 across all competitions. What a battle these 2 teams have had over the course of their histories. And here tonight, a trip to the final on the line. Here's Felipe, toe touch forward to Nick Ross. He's been brilliant in these playoffs. Gurr on the wing, he'll find Keko. Keko's just going to whip this ball in, looking for Cicerone. And here's Trejo, who has come back a bit deeper to try to make a bit of run from behind spaces. And with Derek Formella up top, what does that mean for Danny Trejo and how he will play tonight, or maybe some of the advantages he now has?
He can likes to drop underneath in those little pockets, and just that's exactly what he was trying to do there. A little give and go with Formella. His first touch just got away from him. Timmer able to intercept, but they'll move around. Derek Formella will drop deeper as well. Trejo might spearhead the attack. And if the back line of Sacramento, Timmer, Wheat, Connor Donovan constantly in communication, knowing where everyone's at all the time. Darnell King loves to get forward on this right-hand side as well.
Armetic is finding King. That from Trejo. And it goes through. Connor Donovan stepping up. That back line, the quartet of Timmer, Donovan, Wheat, and Danny Vidiel, the best in the USL Championship. Keko, does he have a step and a tackle? Oh, he got it clean. Just unable to get there in time was Russell Cicerone. John Stenberg. And Traore is still on the turf. So Mohamed Traore, former LAFC man, is going to take his time to get up as Phoenix will stop play to get the injury.
He's down on the ground still, Traore. And it was a ball played to Keko, intended for Keko. It was a little bit too much on it. Traore gets there first, and I think he tried to get a little bit too cute. Keko slides in, blocks the ball, and it's maybe on the follow through with that slide. Yeah, he does catch him. That doesn't feel great on that left ankle maybe of Mohamed Traore.
He's been quite a youngster to watch, just in his early 20s. MLS debut a season ago versus RSL. Did play with Las Vegas for a couple of seasons, and he's been quite good from that left center back position. A couple early fouls, already a yellow card tonight, and if he can't continue, it's going to be some discussions with Juan Guerra and his staff. And speaking with Juan Guerra earlier this week, just talking about his team and what he saw against Orange County. Didn't love the first 30 minutes, but really felt the guys were able to adjust to what they wanted to do at halftime and made all the difference in that match. Even though they got an early goal, didn't feel like that was the type of game they wanted to play. Ultimately, they've been the resilient kids so far this year. And Adam, you know, as a player, so many times things aren't going to go your way, and you've got to find things that will ultimately lead to success. And I think Phoenix has done a really good job of that in the first 2 playoff games.
They've got it done. 2 tough road trips. And this is the 3rd one for them, and it looks like Mohamed Traore is able to continue. That's good. You never want to see anyone coming out of a game early. But they've found a way. A couple of changes. You get Artiago on the bench, who's put 15 goals in the regular season. And Darek Vermeulen's maybe in the best form we've ever seen him in the USL Championship. So you've got plenty of useful weapons in the attack. Still defensively haven't kept as many clean sheets as they would have liked.
7 on the year, 40 goals allowed in the regular season, allowed 4 in the postseason. Sacramento has allowed just 1, and we know Darek can score. Here's a guy at 17 goals, 51 appearances for Sacramento. Still owns the fastest brace in club history, coming in the 2nd and 4th minutes against Portland Timbers 2 a couple of seasons ago. So very dangerous, paired with Danny Trejo. It is a talented Phoenix bunch, there's no doubt about it. Through to Cicerone, few touches so far tonight. Shrugs off a defender, out wide, a little bit too soft, and Traore is able to get there. Into the corner, sprinting is Formella, waiting for support. Armenikis. Formella lays it back. Trejo. Cicerone all the way into defense. Able to win the ball back. Nope, there's Formella right again. And a foul on Keko. Easy enough of a call. Those are the fouls that Mark Briggs hates to see, because they were kind of moving back and the momentum was squashed.
No, you want to give the ball away. The ball's going backwards. Keko's having a little word with Jose Hernandez. Feels like he's gone down too easily, but there's definitely contact there. I think Hernandez is well within his right to go down, and he gives his team a free kick in a very dangerous area. Keko still pleading with Hernandez. I don't think he's going to change much about how he's playing. If he feels contact, he's going to go down, and this is a very dangerous spot. You have some big bodies coming up from the back for Phoenix Rising. We know the left foot of Armenikis is wicked. He's got a really good delivery.
Four goals, 7 assists on the year. And able to deliver in the postseason as well. Does have a goal in the game against the Loyal.
Just via there, keeping an eye on Danny Trejo. He's just floating out wide.
As is Fuenmayor, back post. It's Jacker to get to it. Now can Sacramento counter? Little touch there from Nick Ross. Keko spinning around, just being pulled away by Manjoma. Ricardo Fierro is going to have his hands full tonight. Elvis Osmanovic tried to set the tone early with San Antonio, and I think Elvis had the game in Charleston, and so these top 2 officials, it's not easy when you get to this point, and you've played in big time games. I'm sure it's just that more intense. Guys are that much on you as an official, and You get a feel for him. This ball's moving forward. Here's Felipe. Heavy high touch. Harvey's back there, and Harvey more of a utility man. And it goes down softly and able to draw the foul. But Harvey's a player that's played all over the pitch for Juan Guerra. And throughout his time, even at LA Galaxy, he's played more defensively. We've seen him in the midfield, and he's even been in the attack at times. But he's a guy that loves to try to connect with Danny Trejo, and that time he's able to bait Luis Felipe into a foul.
King gets a little bit of contact. Goes down far too easily. Carlos Harvey, and you think the official on that side might have saw that, but he gets away with it.
Well, season ticket memberships now available. 2024 season. Don't miss the chance to establish your priority. Exclusive benefits throughout the season. More at sacrepublicfc.com/memberships. 2023 Western Conference finale. Rob McAllister, Adam Moffat with you. Sacramento, #1 seed, taking down New Mexico and San Antonio to get here. The #6 seed Rising on the road, getting it done against San Diego and Orange County. Armenikis in the middle. Finding Trejo again. Here comes Timmer up to try to bump him off his line. Out wide it goes for the Rising. Rising cutting in. Relief is back again. A big windup here. And into support. Here's Foy and Mayor. And curling ball in. Gets a piece on it is Nick Ross. And then sending it clear is Luis Felipe. Luis Felipe, what a goal he has had late in the season, coming up with a game winner, but 7 on the year offensively, just fantastic, as well as continuing his defensive presence. So long and lengthy, it's hard to get balls through.
He does a really good job of arriving late into the box, Luis Felipe. Anytime there's a ball in there, you just know he's that additional body coming into it, and he's got a little more freedom with Nick Ross, Arnold Lopez on the field. He can do that. He can go up, and he knows he has some cover behind him. And it's another set piece here coming in for Phoenix Rising.
Quickly, and Hernandez slipping is king. And in a foot race, Jack Gurr. Traore just has to concede and doesn't want anything quickly. Here's Danny Vitiello going to try to spark something up the pitch. Keko giving a run. Maybe misstruck into some space. And easy enough for the veteran, Darnell King. What an addition he has been. USL stops in San Antonio, Tampa Bay, NASL as well. A solid contributor for this Phoenix side. And one of the few returners. 21 new players for the Rising this year. Missed the playoffs a season ago. Juan Guerra taking over midway through, leaving Oakland. Flag goes up. Cloud doesn't like it. I think for Guerra, there was a sense that something was starting to build, and he felt it was all within the attitude. They know they had the talent, and they've used that to get here to the Western Conference Finals. Give us a moment to tell you, Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many leagues around the world. Visit SelectSportAmerica.com. Latest products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Scoreless in Sacramento, nearly a half hour in. A lot of activity, you want to call it. There's a foul, and Jared Timmer doesn't like it, but there's teams around Traore. He's been on quite a bit of those, but that side of the pitch is getting all the action right now. A lot of whistles. Crowd not liking the stoppage in play, but this is likely how it's going to go. A grind out game may be in store for both these teams. Over the top, looking for Danny Trejo.
It almost seems like almost every challenge in the air, there's been a whistle blown, which disrupts the flow of the game. Neither team really able to get into a rhythm. 30 minutes into this, there's a lot at stake. That is relatively normal, but I think once Phoenix or Sacramento can start moving that ball around, play to their strengths, and this game could really open up.
Nick Ross spinning to Cicerone. Staying with it, Cicerone! Oh, And number 11 puts it through, his second in the postseason. 17th on the year in the Sacramento Republic. Have the game's first in the 31st.
And it's the man who's been delivering here at Carhell Park all season, Russell Cicerone. Wonderfully done. You just spoke about Sacramento doing what they're capable of doing. It's a quick few passes, lovely interchange. Nick Ross finds Russell Cicerone, who has a lot to do. And through the legs of Stenberg. And Rios Novo might be disappointed that he didn't get enough of that, didn't really push off his legs. There wasn't too much power on it from Cicerone, but catches the goalie off guard, and Sacramento Republic have the lead.
We talk a lot about Russell Cicerone and his work rate. What we don't talk enough about, Adam, is his ability technically to get you thinking one way and going the other way. He's a trickster at the heart as well, and he's got the game's first goal. What will Phoenix do to try to answer Harvey? Coming down like a freight train, trying to find Danny Trejo. And now Sacramento looking up pitch. Cutting through, Keko's able to go by. He's got Felipe to his left. He's got Cicerone way out wide. He might cross this ball in, and does. Here's a chance for Keko, and it's cleared. Follow up, and it's into the arms of Rios Novo. A thunderous strike, an opportunity from Jack Gurr, and the crowd here at Hardell Park is fired up.
He caught a hold of that one, Jack Gurr. Just unfortunately for him, it goes straight towards Rios Novo. But the fans are getting behind their team here. Republic feeling it. Phoenix Rising will have to press forward to try and get back into this game, which can leave them exposed at the back, and does play at those strengths of Sacramento Republic.
Rios Novo, the rookie here in the USL Championship, coming on the stage and really putting a mark on this Phoenix team. 40 goals allowed, 34 appearances in the regular season, and quite impressive for his age to perform like he did for this club. And unfortunately, he sees the first one get behind him. Russell Cicerone, one of the best goal scorers in the league. But as we know, this is a Phoenix team that has a lot of opportunities to score. They've got guys who can put in the back of the net. Two of them are on the pitch. Right now, it's Keko. Keko moving forward. Traore couldn't stay on his feet. He's got to be careful. He's got a yellow card. It's Jack Gurr. Gurr looking across. Gurr just going to send it over. And it's deflected. Sacramento still pressuring Dami Villader. His shot is deflected away by Foyen Mayor.
And Mohamed Traore has to be so careful. Keko just pulled away from him there, and he almost takes him down. He's on a yellow card. Last thing Phoenix would want is another player off the field.
First Atlas disposal corner kick for Sacramento on the night. Nope, it'll just be a throw-in, excuse me. Villader just going to put it right in the mix. Why not? Another offside on a throw-in for Sacramento. Phoenix getting to the Western Conference Final, third time in their history. 2018, 2020, both times successful. They would lose to Lou City in 2018. Sacramento just their second time. Keko putting some pressure into the corner, and it's cleared away. Just the second time these two teams have met in the postseason, and that was a very controversial goal by Asante late in the game, nearly punched the ball in. And if you look on replay, pretty obvious. They go on to win 1-0 in extra time, get to the final. They ultimately share the title with Tampa Bay. But for Sacramento, that's all history. They're looking to see if they can make a mark here in 2023. How much did the Open Cup run a season ago set up Sacramento's playoff success here in 23?
It bodes really well. You've played in big games, and a lot of the same faces as well. Something Juan Guerra spoke about this week. 21 new players. Sacramento's had a little bit more continuity from last season. Not too many new faces in there, and the ones they have brought in have made a big difference.
Ross again to Cicerone. Oh, Fuenmayor with an elbow to the face. No call from Ricardo Fierro. He let a few go in the New Mexico match. Seems a bit egregious. At least a foul, Adam Moffat. Fans here holding up yellow cards. Meanwhile, there's a lot to play for. Man, Adam Moffat. Tell me otherwise.
It's a forearm to the face of Russell Cicerone.
Turnover there, outside, Keko. Back to Formella on the left side, who made their earlier run. He's going to cross this ball in, looking for Trejo. And Jack Gurr will take a couple of bounces. Cicerone is up. And we get a moment, we'll take a look at that one more time. Arnold Lopez, what an assignment he has tonight. Looks like maybe a little bit of man-to-man with Danny Trejo at times. Really one of Sacramento's best defenders throughout the first part of the season. Nick Ross now making a run against Fuenmayor. Can he get a runner with him? He's got Cicerone arriving in the box, as is Felipe, but he'll keep it along the touchline and maybe some possession here for Sacramento. But they move quickly. Keko trying to find a streaking Jack Gurr. Nice takeaway, Arnold Lopez. And Harvey coming in, making the right play against Felipe. Armenicus, this is where Phoenix can be quite dangerous in transition. Armenicus trying to find a teammate. No, go for goal himself. Nice stop by Danny Vidiello. So it makes him dangerous, Adam. He's able to drag that behind him and really set up teammates.
Didn't really have much help, Armenicus, and he's just trying to get on his stronger left foot. He's very dominant with that, and it is a really good left foot he has. He's trying to guide that ball into the far corner. Another look at the Fuenmayor forearm to the face. That is very rough. That's what I'll say. It doesn't feel good on the old teeth when you get one of those. And really surprised the referee didn't call anything there.
Ball through to Formella. Gets stuck with Donovan. Nick Ross. He's finding Shane Weed. And here comes the pressure from Phoenix. Nicely done by Jack Gurr. Now Keko. Keko's had a lot of room to operate in the midfield so far this night. Now he's going to try to find Dami Villadair, and does. Darnell King. Keko on the year, 4 goals, 8 assists, also an assist in these playoffs. Had 2 more assists in the US Open Cup run. And when Rodrigo Lopez went down to injury, Keko became exactly what this team needed in terms of creativity. A mistake here by Shane Wheat all the way up. Armenicus Formella on the run as well. Slipping into some space. And Felipe able to draw the foul on Harvey. Might be a good matchup to keep your eye on. Adam Moffat, Nick Ross. How about Nick Ross? Oh my, here he goes again. 19 cutting inside. 19 cut down. And a foul is given to the Republic here, and it goes against Darnell King and the Phoenix Rising. Maybe dragging his feet there a little bit, and there's a booking on top of it. 2 yellow cards issued to Phoenix.
And it does go to Darnell King. He's the one that's alleged to have fouled Nick Ross, or he did foul Nick Ross. The referee says he did. And it's another yellow card for a defender. You've got to be really careful, Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, that's just a life.
Clip of the heels.
So you can just see, I don't even want to call it the evolution. Maybe it's the comeback of Nick Ross. This is the Nick Ross we saw at El Paso. He's had a little bit of injuries, had a little sluggish start here and there. As of late, he's been one of the best 11 on the Republic roster, and it's not even close. What, in your mind, has been the difference?
I think he's had, you know, the consistent amount of games getting back. He was on a real good run early in the season. Got an injury. He's got back in there. He's one of the best midfielders in the USL, Nick Ross. He's so steady. He's got a great presence on the field. He can do a little bit of everything. And we're really seeing the best of him this last month.
Seems like it's all coming together at the right time for Sacramento. And you think about who's on the bench for Sacramento. Their two captains, Lee Desmond and Rodrigo Lopez. This team is thriving. They are on top of the world right now. They're trying to see if they can double the lead with Russell Cicerone standing over this one.
And Cicerone, with so many bodies there, sometimes you do want to go to the left of the goalkeeper rather than going up and down over the wall. It's hard to do. Put it through the bodies. Trejo's on the ground. He doesn't want it going under the wall. And the wall does its job.
And a good of a moment to quiet the crowd for Phoenix. Sometimes those little plays just do enough. Sacramento with a Russell Cicerone goal in the 31st minute. Assist by Nick Ross. And that is where it stands in the Western Conference Final here in Sacramento. 2 yellow cards, Traore and King for Phoenix, none for Sacramento. We talk so much about Republic's defense. It's clearly been one of the best, if not answer the goal, the best in the USL Championship. Scoring output's been there as well, plus 25 in the regular season, a goal differential. But when you look in terms of what they've done in the postseason, well, it's been just as good. Paul played forward, looking for Trejo. Trejo, he's a bit tripped up there. And Phoenix is trying to see if they could get one. Unable to do so, but that is what makes your heart stop when Danny Trejo's angling towards goal. And he always seems to have a magnet straight on, doesn't he?
He loves to get faced up, facing towards the goal, driving with the ball, committing players, putting them in tough situations. He hasn't had too much of it in this first half, and that's why Phoenix haven't troubled as much as they like. But we spoke about it earlier in the game. This is a team who, in the second half of games, is one of the best in the league, if not the best in the USL Championship this year. They're most certainly the best in extra time in the USL playoffs so far. Something they'll hope to get from being a goal down right now.
Takeaway from Sacramento. There's Keko. Going to play it over the top. Floating into some space for Cicerone, waiting for some runners as Phoenix is able to get back. Cicerone quite ever so dangerous, finding Keko. Layup again. Here's a quick touch to Nick Ross. Nick Ross is through! And Rocco Rios Novos able to snuff it out. And Rios Novos is the guy who's got MLS experience as well. Even though a youngster, he is not afraid of the big moment and smartly makes the right play there.
Another good passage of play by Sacramento in and around the 18-yard box. A few players involved. Nick Ross's first touch just gets away from him.
Trying to find King with a back heel. Little run here, Rios Novos. Your Phoenix fans, those moments when your goalkeeper comes out of the 18, Adam, it's never a good feeling. And we've seen some very aggressive keepers here in 2023.
Koke Vegas was playing center back.
I don't think they played with a goalkeeper that game. And foul on Connor Donovan. Well, gamesmanship here as Formella tried to start quickly. Sacramento 5-3-4 here against the rising all-time. 13 goals for and 5 against. Reach the 45-minute mark here. 3 minutes of stoppage time will be added to the first half of play here in Sacramento. It'll be Formella. Excuse me, Hermeticus. Traore getting booed every time he touches it. Floating high, coming in, 2 players, King and Cicerone. Both do a well enough job. Here's Jenny Trejo. What a get for this Phoenix side and getting Danny Trejo in the offseason. A foul on Nick Ross. Trejo with 14 goals in 2022 for Las Vegas side. Meanwhile, also got some looks with LAFC. He was drafted number 14th overall in 2021 by the LA side. Meanwhile, last moments here in the first half, Phoenix is trying to find an answer back.
Love to get a goal back here right before the half. Phoenix rising.
Southern California native will take it. The left foot dropping in. It's Shane Wheat over the head of Hernandez. Hernandez trying to get it back in play to a teammate. Munjoma battling with Gurr, and Gurr is able to draw the foul.
Danny Vitiello is going to take his time, you know, as the clock's ticking. Team have a 1-0 lead. If they can go in with this goal lead, they'll be delighted with that after a nervy first half. And then right on the 30-minute mark, Russell Cicerone with a little bit of magic gives his side the lead.
We've seen him do it several times this year. That spin move is so creative, so hard to defend. He sometimes finds a way to put it through like he did in the 31st minute. Hernandez. Probably the last opportunity maybe here for Phoenix. Two players colliding. Quick touch by Lopez. Had a really good first half so far. Cicerone brought down. Skids right back up off his feet. Fuenmayor can't drag him down quick enough. Can Sacramento get another look here? Keko had to run down to it. Goes for goal. Headed away. What a defensive stop from Phoenix. That was headed right for the net. It would have been a big-time stop. And again, Stenberg with a massive play for the Phoenix Rising.
Right place, right time. John Stenberg. Keko has only one thing on his mind. He just wants to cut into his right and just flash this ball on target. Through the bodies. Well done defensively, and it's another chance right at the death here for Sacramento from a set piece.
There's some action between Russell Cicerone and Formella. It's a Western Conference final. It's going to be intense. And you expect it only to get a bit hotter here in Sacramento in the next 45. Meanwhile, last opportunity for the Republic here in the half is Ricardo Fierro having a discussion with Darnell King. Corner kick, Atlas disposal, driving hard, opportunity, oh, it's just over the bar for Shane Wheat. A little bit of contact at the end, couldn't head it down. There's the whistle to end the first 45. The packed house here in Sacramento, seeing Russell Cicerone come through in the 31st minute. Intense, nerves are high, concentration as at its best. Ricardo Fierro getting a talking to from everybody. Adam Moffett. Sacramento, though, has the game's only goal, Russell Cicerone, in 31st minute.
Great finish by Russell Cicerone. He provided that little bit of magic. This is where the time of the season that you need guys like him to produce, and he stepped up big time.
The fun has begun. The Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino is now Northern California's premier family fun destination. Get your heart racing on this spectacular 3-level indoor kart track. If bowling is up your alley, there are 18 lanes of fun at the Apex, plus a mind-blowing virtual reality arcade, incredible golf simulators, and one of the best sports bars anywhere. We're taking entertainment to a whole new level. It's the Apex at Red Hawk Resort Casino.
This is the look of a little girl with big dreams, but only one last hope. A girl whose organs were shutting down as she was growing up. A girl who finally found her spotlight when she found her specialist. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
With SMUD rebates, you'll save big when you switch from this to this. This to this. Or this to that. Save money and save the planet for generations to come. Get rebates from SMUD on clean power appliances, electric vehicles, and much more at cleanpowercity.org.
The halftime show here of the Western Conference Final is brought to you in part by Modelo, Red Hawk Resort and Casino, and by SMUD. Sacramento has allowed 11 goals in 20 games here at Hart Health Park. Simply astounding. You know how many they have allowed in the first half all season, including the playoffs at home?
4.
2.
That was so close.
Almost. You're very close. How about that? Sacramento keeping the rising scoreless in the first 45. We know there's a lot to play. Russell Cicerone, Nick Ross, everyone playing above level. Before we get to that goal, I want to talk real quickly about your thoughts on how Keko has impacted this game.
It's just a joy to watch when he's just moving freely. He's just in the flow. He can just create things, and again, he's not got massive stature, but just the way he uses his body, he wins the ball, and he's such a threat, and he occupies a lot of players, which then frees everyone else up. So fantastic for him. I'm glad he's healthy, and he's a game changer.
Let's go to Phoenix real quick as we talk about what to watch for. A couple things that Juan Guerra and company have to think about is Darnell King, Mohamed Traore, each with yellow cards here. Very critical pieces defensively for this club. So they're going to have to think about that. However, Juan Guerra, are you happy with the touches that Danny Trejo has seen?
Not enough for I think for Phoenix Rising's liking, but that'll be a big focal point of the second half. Can you get the ball at his feet? Can you get him facing forward, getting in those dangerous areas that he can create a lot of trouble?
Seems like for Phoenix, as we'll wrap this up here, we do apologize. Can't go on camera. We do have some technical difficulties here in Sacramento, so you're getting a look at all the beautiful people in the stadium here tonight. But for Phoenix, transition seems to be their game. They try a little bit more possession-based, but ultimately they seem to be the most dangerous when flying up the spine of the pitch.
Arminicus has probably been the biggest threat going forward for them, and he can make stuff happen. So it's all still to play for in this Western Conference Final.
All right, well, we're going to talk more about this game coming up, but first, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to touch on the Eastern Conference Final, show you how that all went down as Charleston able to get the victory, take down Lou City. Charleston awaits the winner of this one. Will they host Phoenix, or will they be coming to Sacramento? Still 45 minutes or more to play here from the capital of California. Halftime by Modelo continues right after this.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
North Carolina FC! And is saved by Austin Pack.
And Corey Bennett finishes it off with his head. Now for Anderson.
What a ball from Rafa Mensingen. And the Independents find their answer.
Jesus, happy birthday. Jessica League One of our own, happy birthday. Happy birthday to JR from Alicia. Happy birthday to Dr. Emily.
Halftime, the Western Conference Final in Sacramento. It's the home side, the Republic, with the difference maker, 1-0 through the first 45 minutes. Meanwhile, the Eastern Conference Final concluding earlier today. Let's head to Michael Watring and Devin Kerr for the breakdown and highlights of Charleston and Lou City.
Thanks so much, Rob. Michael Watring, Devin Kerr, recapping the night that was in the Eastern Conference Final. And in the 5th minute, it started with a flourish. Nick Markanek, a great run, setting up a free kick.
Everything was about the midfield and the ability to exploit it for the Charleston Battery, but you imagined it would be the central players. Instead, the wide midfielder that turns to the 10 about 25 yards out, and Arturo Rodriguez absolutely unleashes this wizardry wand of his into the upper quarter. 1-0 Charleston Battery.
In the 58th minute here, Markanek again a focal point, drawing the penalty against Manny Perez. Augie Williams finishing.
You had to give them credit too, because they had faded from the game. This was a 30-minute stretch where the offense was anemic. There were no looks whatsoever, and then all of a sudden, the brief glimpse that gets them on the diagonal at the top of the box, a bit controversial, but converted by Augustine Williams. Not done. Louisville City, the dying embers still lit light as Kyle Adams, coming off the post, sticks one into the back of the net. This Louisville team, they suffered all season long. They suffered tonight. They didn't have their best once again, but you cannot take anything away from this Charleston Battery team. We talked about it going off air, Mike. 71% of this roster was turned over. You get a new president, you get a new coach, and yet the results of a decade ago remain the same. The 2012 title-winning team now has an opportunity to have another piece of hardware on their mental if this 23 team can do it for 90 more minutes.
The Battery beat Lou City for the first time since 2018, and they're the 3rd team in league history to miss the playoffs the year before and go to the title match the next season. They're back to the title match for the first time since 2012. Back to you guys in Sacramento with the Republic in Phoenix Rising.
Listen up. Why do you do it? You ignore the signs and the flashing lights.
Don't you see the work zone?
Seriously? Caltrans is working right there. Right next to your speeding car. My mom is out there. That's my dad's truck. That's my papa behind those cones.
So slow down.
Watch out for them and be alert. How would you feel if that was your dad? Be alert. Be work zone alert.
This is the look of a woman who fought cancer for years with no answers. A woman who bravely championed her own health and found a doctor who'd do the same. A woman whose ending was rewritten when she found remission. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
¿Cómo se crea una comunidad con actitud ganadora? manteniéndonos activos, trabajando y jugando juntos, fortaleciendo nuestros cuerpos, huesos y músculos con alimentos sanos, frescos y regionales. Crystal Creamery orgullosamente patrocina a atletas y equipos deportivos en el Valle Central de California. Porque cuando nutres a una comunidad, la comunidad prospera. Crystal Creamery. Simple, local, fresh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got some mini balls here at Hardell Park. Stand on up if you want.
Welcome back to Northern California. A sensational day weather-wise. Couldn't ask for a perfect November start here for the Republic. They're thinking the same thing. The weather wasn't the only thing they were excited about in that first 45 minutes. We talked about intensity. Juan Guerra, Mark Briggs both wanted their clubs to come out with it. Adam, what did you think in those first few? Did those clubs each come out with the intensity that the coaches were looking for?
I think they did. The problem was there was a lot of fouls. Sacramento were able to kind of break the disjointed start to the game. Russell Cicerone, the man who put the ball in the back of the net like he's done so many times for this Republic side this year. And it comes from turnover, quick movement, good passage of play, and a little bit of magic from Russell Cicerone.
17th goal on the season, his second in the postseason in back-to-back games. Sacramento wasn't done yet. They would continue to find ways, and it really felt like their attack becomes so much harder to defend. Juan Guerra talked about, you think about Russell Cicerone, whether you got to worry about Keko. If you think about Keko, you got to worry about somebody else. And he said it makes it so difficult to defend, and Republic really proved that. Meanwhile, on their side, Panos Amanicus really came through again, creating opportunities. To me, a little bit of drag of the foot here, and it's just a nice stop by Video. Not threatening enough, but for Phoenix, there were some opportunities, and Danny Trejo, they know they're going to want to get him more involved. And let's take a look at what we have here on our stats. Is these are two teams that we know it's going to be an absolute fight till the very end. Not a lot of shots on target, but with the defense that Sacramento plays, you probably expect that number to be low each and every contest they come out. I do want to make note just for a moment that due to a lot of technical difficulties with the streaming connectivity that we're dealing with, it's out of our control. Tonight's broadcast is limited to 1 or 2 cameras throughout the match. We do apologize for that. Our partners are actively working to try to fix this issue. We know it's halftime. You know, cue the eye rolls. I get it. We're trying as hard as they can. I can tell you that. So a lot of the feeds, Fox 40, fox40.com, ESPN Plus, Arizona Family Sports Entertainment. Everybody, we really do appreciate your patience here in the Western Conference Final for all the times for something like this to happen. It hasn't happened all season, but here we are. Forget that, Adam. Let's move on to the game here. For Sacramento, their perfect first halves continue. Only allowed 2 goals in the first half here at home all season long. They've got to match that in the next 45. Let's begin with Phoenix, though. These are the comeback hits. These are the guys that know how to put the ball in the back of the net. 37 goals in the second half of games this season. That is the most in the USL Championship. For Sacramento, the work is not done.
It is not done. 37 goals in the second half. That's a fantastic stat. And that goes to show that they're not going to be worried about being down 1 goal. They know full well what they're all about, and they're still well in this game.
Russell Cicerone in the 31st minute, whistle blows, and the second half is underway as the Rising will head to the Tower Bridge Battalion. No changes for either side, as with the second half will be one full of excitement as the game goes on. Adam, we expect it to probably open up even more if there is a lead by either club late in this game. Darnell King, Dami Villader playing the ball backwards. Nick Ross has been able to get out of tight spaces and runs into the ad board. Ball played forward. Keko pouncing on a mistake, needs numbers with him. Harvey does enough to bring him down, tries to draw the foul on Fuenmayor and does.
Gets the free kick, Keko. A little bit of afters between him and Fuenmayor. Too much in it. Maybe initially the pullback from Harvey. And Keko maybe tripped over his own feet.
A bit of a bailout there as Sacramento really had nowhere else to go. Here on a set piece, though. Crowd filling back into their seats. And Keko coming over. Might take this himself. We have Dami Villader. Came in as a substitute against San Antonio in the half. Had a goal and assist. This one's over the top looking for Jared Timmer. Just too easy for Rios Novo. 100 saves on the season. Second youngest player ever for a goalkeeper in the USL Championship to reach that century mark. Felipe using his length, gets it back out to Gurr. Gurr's going to cross this ball in, and not enough runners. Cicerone making the near post, and Nick Ross on the end of it. Substitutions, we know how critical it's been for Juan Guerra. For Sacramento, they've had their own run of luck as well, and quality players on both benches. We mentioned Arteaga, Cuecho coming in with the game winner. For Sacramento, you got Rodrigo Lopez. Even Christian Pirano and Luther Archimet, who continues to be an absolute pain in the back line's rear end, to say the least, late in game. So substitutions, as we know, will likely play a factor. Typically, you started in these big-time conference matches. This one's over the top, looking for Trejo on the run. It's Vidiello. Bench player, starter, what kind of mentality? Is it just like a regular season game? Are you looking at certain players more closely? What is your thoughts on a game like this?
If you're looking at it from the player's perspective, you're dying to get into a game like this. There's so much at stake. And for the coaches,
are you scouting it differently as a player?
Yeah, the scoreline will dictate what kind of substitutions you need. Obviously, for Phoenix, you've got to find a way into this game, and getting a goal is the biggest priority. And a great late run by Luis Felipe.
Felipe's onside. He's going to just take it himself. Keko and Cicerone wanted it across, and I think they have every right to say, Luis, especially Cicerone, made the late run. It was right in space.
He does have a great shot on him, Luis Felipe. I think the wrong choice there. A little bit audacious. Whipped that ball across the face of goal. Keko's coming in at the back post. He might have been the one that been able to tap that in.
Phoenix. They do a really good job of dreading center backs out, but against a three-back system here, it becomes a bit more difficult to do. They've had a lot of success when there's a back four. So Connor Donovan, Shane Wheat, and Jared Timmer. And you add Lee Desmond, who's sitting on the bench right here. It's not an easy group to get past. Traore. Arnold Lopez. He's been all in the grill of Danny Trejo all evening long. Trejo signing as a free agent in the offseason. Phoenix has been very good in the playoffs throughout the years. 9-4 all time, including 4-2 on the road. So they're not getting it just done down in the desert. They have been successful throughout their runs, and of course they've had some historic regular seasons as well. You go back to 2021, first in the West, 67 points, but ultimately lost to Rodrigo Lopez's RGV that year. 3-3 after extra time, goes to penalty kicks, and the Toros going to win 4-3.
Out of those 9 victories in the playoffs, they've won 3 in penalty kick shootouts.
Felipe playing it forward. Nick Ross has a step. Nick Ross! A little bit of a shove from Fuenmayor, but Sacramento able to get back possession. What a run from Ross. Just a step away from making it 2 goals on the night. Rios Novo also coming out of his 6. Foul is drawn.
And that was very close. Sacramento taking it early, Dami Villadair, but Fuenmayor, a little shove on Nick Ross, just did enough to nudge him off that ball.
Cicerone tried to play the back heel to Luis Felipe, and unable to get there. Now Formella and the Phoenix Rising are streaking down the pitch. Jack Gurr is trying to get back Manjoma, making the late run, and a good stop from Arnold Lopez is having a great night. When Arnold Lopez is doing well, it allows so many of these other players to get forward the attack, such as Luis Felipe, and more so Nick Ross when he's in that defensive midfielder role. Mark Briggs likes the slowdown here. Possession in favor of Sacramento. When do you like this, or do you pick and choose? What do you prefer for the Republic here on out?
You can control the ball most of the time. I think it's just overcommitting. Phoenix wouldn't mind if Sacramento start committing a lot of bodies forward, which they don't really have to do because they have the lead, and that's what's so tough to play against this Republic side.
Keko's trying to wiggle his way out of this. Can't do it with 3 players. Formella, the flag is up. So offside on Phoenix, but that is where they can hurt you quickly in transition.
And those are the kind of moments that Phoenix are looking for, winning the ball back and then going quickly. Unfortunately for Mela, strayed a little too early there. But there hasn't been enough of that for Phoenix Rising. They've had a lot of the ball, so Sacramento hasn't really committed too many forward.
Formella, one of the players that played for Juan Guerra in Oakland, and we had an opportunity to get him. 2 players colliding here. Oh my. You have Stenberg and Felipe both down, both players just going for it. And Felipe holding his left leg. Stenberg took a shot, I think, to the side. Man, you hate to see that. Those two, that was at full speed.
Luis Felipe just left his leg in as he's trying to reach for the ball. Just eyes on the ball only. Stenberg takes that maybe to the side.
It's hard. Both players sort of there at the same time. And, Formella playing in Oakland with Juan Guerra and had an opportunity to get him and brings him down to Phoenix. Thinks he can really help them, even though already Trejo and Arteaga on the squad just felt like they needed a different presence, a different angle of attack, and Formella has brought that for them. Double-digit goals on the year now. Came over July 25th. Of course, Jose Hernandez is also the starting lineup with Oakland the last 2 seasons. And you look at Juan Guerra and that transition, maybe a bit controversial at times, sort of just leaves halfway through. We rarely see that. Almost a trade in season with a coach. But he talked a lot about the vision and talks about putting your mind forward and where you ultimately want to be. And you look at what he did as a coach, but now as a team, he wanted these guys to visualize. And after this 4-0 loss, he wanted them, if they couldn't host a game, they wanted to see them here in Sacramento take on the Republic. Well, they've got their wish in that part. Unfortunately, they think the game's not completed, but they are down a goal here.
They are down a goal, but it's a lot of credit to them for getting to this point so early. 21 new players this year for Juan Guerra and his side. And it is a process. Sometimes coaches aren't given enough time to see it out, but Mark Briggs, he's been given time here at Sacramento. There's been some ups and downs, and look where they're at. Getting to the US Open Cup final last year, and they're 1 game away from potentially hosting the USL Championship.
And we might have our first substitution on the evening as well, as Luis Felipe still remains off the pitch. Can Phoenix Rising try to take advantage? Dami Villadair and Danny Vitiello makes a bit of contact with Darnell King as Carney was trying to make a run at it. So Luis Felipe, will he be back in? His hand is up, so I'm not quite sure if he'll return to action or not. It'd be a great sign if he does. Already took a knock to the back of the head in the first minute of the game in a collision with Traore. And now another defender in Stenberg. Keko going hip to hip with Trejo. 35th minute goal by Russell Cicerone. Arnold Lopez getting in there. Cicerone's going to play it over the top. He maybe thought Keko was making a run, maybe misstruck there. Either way, easy enough. for Rios Novo. So Luis Felipe, a little bit hobbled. Either way, that's going to be one heck of a bruise. You hope it's nothing more than that. This one's played it directly. It'll sail a bit for Trejo as Donovan and Gurr come to double team. Manjoma, body's going to the ground. It's Connor Donovan who wins it. Keko, last touch by Phoenix.
Great piece of play by Connor Donovan. Goes over, wins the ball, finds his teammate. Doesn't panic and just boot it away and just allow more pressure on. Jack Gurr's looking to go over the top for Nick Ross. Again, Sacramento not really blessed with speed up top. And you bring Luther Archimede into the game, and then you add some.
Formella's got room to operate in the middle of the park here. Dumps it off to the right side. To find the foot of Hernandez. Quickly back. Tackle coming. Cross. Arnold Lopez. Luis Felipe sends it. And over the head of Traore. He'll play it back to Rios Novo. Turnover, mistake by Hernandez, and he'll come right back at Nick Ross. Well, Mark Briggs talked about we've got to have good possession, and unfortunately Luis Felipe is back down on the turf, so his night may come to an end. Wanted to see, we need to be able to break them down. We've got to use Nick Ross and Keko in the right way. Have they done that the first 58 minutes?
They haven't had enough, as much of the ball. I don't want to say enough of the ball because they're winning 1-0. Sometimes, you know, possession's great, but it's what you do with it. You see Phoenix just had the ball there a minute ago, and they're just trying to figure out a way how to break this back line of Sacramento. So it's what you do when you do have the ball. And I think they have found the right spots. I'd love to get another goal. Sacramento get a 2-cushion lead, and this is not a good sight unless Luis Felipe, not only for tonight, but the potential of playing a championship game next week.
Good news, initially it looked like maybe his knee, but he's holding his ankle. He's not walking fully on his own, but just enough that, but you know, injuries, when you're injured, the adrenaline will keep you going. So we'll see how that will go on. But meanwhile, a legend in Sacramento, 5 goals, 5 assists in his playoff career, got the game-winning assist against New Mexico in the quarterfinals. Rodrigo Lopez making his appearance. That means Nick Ross will likely drop down, but you've got 2 quality creative playmakers in Keko and Rodrigo Lopez. How does this spell a little bit of danger for Phoenix?
The Republic will look to get that second goal. You can keep it tight at the back, limit chances for the Phoenix Rising. They know that if they can get the ball into the feet of Keko, into Roro, towards the end of this game, VTL will just go straight into the stands with that.
Reminder, Elk Grove Charter School believes nobody succeeds alone. Come see what a flexible education can do for your student. Traore sitting on a yellow card, and he'll send this all the way through to Vidiello. Nick Ross now has 3 assists. In the postseason. Is that right? Am I reading that wrong? Maybe 1.
He has 1 tonight. He had 1 last week for Dami Villader. Luther Archimede let the ball go through.
That's right, so 2. So 2 on in the playoffs now. And what a year Nick Ross is having toward the end of the season here, right at the right time.
He had a fantastic assist towards in the regular season, cross from the right-hand side in for Russell Cicerone's head.
Two assists. Throw for Phoenix here, so only 1 substitution. Another look at it. Phoenix has some bodies moving up off the bench as well. Felipe still being tended to at that left ankle on the sideline. Rodrigo Lopez comes into the game for Sacramento. Meanwhile, here's Armenicus and Phoenix Rising. Out comes Vidiello and making the grab.
Too much height on that ball in from Armenicus. Anytime you do that, the goalkeeper's going to gladly go up and just grasp it.
Shane Wheat, a little bit of heavy touch there. Villader has not been able to get as forward as he would typically like. A lot more freedom against San Antonio. Phoenix a little bit better wide and has to stay home. Phoenix will make a change as Juan Guerra looks to put in Uzu here. The Nigerian, been effective, 2 assists. Hernandez plays it back, turnover, Cicerone will gather. He's waiting for Keko, he's gonna get right back up off it again. Cicerone cutting it back to Keko, and it's broken up by Hernandez. Not out of the woods yet. Manjoma. Hernandez battling with Keko. Keko's able to win the ball. Right back to Gurr. Arnold Lopez, and Gurr smartly concedes the corner. Arnold Lopez, he's been everywhere tonight.
Yeah, that's the best game he's played in a long time, Lopez. Not only the fact that he's winning the ball, he's winning that midfield battle against Carlos Harvey, but the distribution, he's finding players in the attack. Jack Gurr right there gets him in a dangerous spot.
So it'll be Dami Villader and not Rodrigo Lopez. Roro able to get an assist to Shane Wheat down in Phoenix. And the 2-1 loss late in that game came on as a sub. So it will be Villader. Roro will make the run in. Bodies moving, everybody flying. Opportunity, and it's going to be blown dead either way. That was curling right to Russell Cicerone.
Referee called a foul in there.
And the substitution will be coming, not be coming, sent away. Maybe they've canceled the substitution, not quite sure. So Uzo will, go back to the bench. No substitution for Phoenix. Traore. Youngster is just continuing to hear the boo birds. Formella turning. This is where Formella can be quite dangerous. The Rising moving. Armenicus to the right side. Cutting. Ball slipped through. Cleared. Boyamayor will collect. Another former Roots defender. Formella trying to turn. Formella just missing wide. Mark Formella nearly getting Phoenix on the board, just couldn't turn it enough, but a dangerous ball nonetheless, even though it's not on target.
He collected the ball really well, Derek Formella. Just the angle was going against him to get that on to Danny Vitiello's goal. He's had a better second half for Mella, though. He's been involved a little bit more. Receiving the ball, bringing others into the game, gets a shot right there.
Timmer feeling some pressure. Turnover, Manjoma. Played in the middle. Manjoma again. Quick tap. Manjoma with the drag. It's just going to be out. Not done yet. Phoenix knocking on the door. Sacramento swarming, trying to come up with a stop. Ball bouncing around. Hard to say where it was going to fall at any moment. And Phoenix nearly putting one away. Remains an advantage for Sacramento. Set piece here. Atlas disposal corner kick. Delivery. Danny Vidiello easy enough. And now he might spring this forward. Charging down the field is Nick Ross. Fuenmayor trying to catch up. Doesn't have the numbers. Gurr, Keko on the touchline in front of the Republic bench. Nick Ross has space. He's got Roro all the way across the part of the pitch and is going to find him. Lopez. Here comes Dami Villader angling in. Sacramento answering back with a possession of their own.
You need to do this, Sacramento. Allowing too much of the ball to the Phoenix Rising, and it's still early enough in this game. You don't want to just sit back and just allow them kids to come on you, because if Phoenix get a goal, they have the upper hand in this game. These passages of play where you're moving them around, tiring them out, controlling the match, potentially looking at a second.
Sacramento quite sloppy in play down in Phoenix. Really one of the worst 70 minutes we saw from the Republic all year long, and Phoenix took advantage handedly. And that will go a goal kick. Rodrigo Lopez can't believe it. And the other side of the stadium can't either. Two substitutions here for Juan Guerra's side. Renzo Zambrano into the game for Jose Hernandez and Henry Uzo. And Darnell King walking off on the other side. So two central midfielders here for Juan Guerra's side. One substitution for Mark Briggs, two for Juan Guerra.
From these positions, Phoenix Rising just really struggling to figure out a way to penetrate this back line of Sacramento, and Keko winning the ball high up the field.
Mistake. Connor Donovan couldn't keep it at his feet, playing it through to Trejo. A rare mistake from number 24, and Fermella almost finding Danny Trejo, the most dangerous man in the Western Conference throughout the year. 17 goals, 7 assists. Adding 2 more goals in the postseason. And Shane Week coming up to break it up. And so it remains a 1-goal advantage for Sacramento, although Phoenix has had some threatening moments here. Another corner kick for the Rising. Ball driven well. Selling out Sacramento. Here comes Roro, and he is fouled by Manjoma. And Manjoma will be booked as Roro stays on the turf. Three bookings, all to the Rising, and 2 more substitution. This time it's going to be for Mark Briggs' side. Mark Briggs talked about when your 2 captains are on the bench, and while these 2 desperately want to start and play in these games, Rodrigo Lopez, all-time legend here at Sacramento, didn't even play against San Antonio, comes into tonight. He said to their credit, they have put the team first and has set a standard here in the Republic.
Great to have that kind of experience, not only in the squad, but on the bench coming into the game for a team that's 20 minutes away from getting to the championship game.
Now, mind you, both have been dealing with injuries. Of course, Rodrigo Lopez dealing with that thigh injury that put him out. And that's a collection of fouls for a yellow for Keko. So Rodrigo Lopez out for most of the entire season, gets hurt here against Detroit, makes his comeback, starting just to feel his way, plays on the road at Phoenix, the substitute role. We finally see him lay in the air, play 70+ minutes. Felt like great opportunity, instant impact. No Keko in the quarterfinals. He goes and makes a fantastic assist to Connor Donovan, and you can just tell that he's always going to be ready. When number 8's on the pitch, it's going to be quite dangerous. Russell Cicerone, the game's only goal right now, out of the game. He'll be replaced by Luther Archimed, and Archimed leading the USL Championship in goals off the bench with 6, and here it is.
Such a well-taken goal by Russell Cicerone. Not playing in his strongest position either. Again, he's leading the line up top. but he can create those moments of magic, and he took that goal so well, and that, as it stands, is the game-winning goal. Phoenix Rising are going to look to change that with 20 minutes left to play.
Harvey. So 3 changes made for Sacramento. They have 2 more, and they have to make them at this next substitution mark. So you get 5 subs, but they have to happen in 3 occurrences, or they take place at halftime. But either way, you've got 5 total. Republic have used 3. Another step, another foul. Roro this time. Roro, Keko, Archimed, Nick Ross, Lee Desmond, Arnold Lopez, Jack Gurr, Timmer, Donovan Wheat, and Vidiello for Sacramento. Armenicus, Fermelo, Trejo, Manjoma, Harvey, Zambrano, Uzo, Fuemayor, Stenberg, Treori, and Rios Novo for Phoenix Rising. We are past the 70th minute mark, and 2 formidable goal scorers about to check in for the Phoenix Rising, but a set piece here first. Zambrano lifting this one, back post, and punching it away, making no concern here as a whistle is blown either way, and so the game will stop momentarily. Danny Vidiello appears to be okay. Not quite sure if he was.
It was a foul judged to have occurred on him, but it didn't look like there was too much in this. Just a couple of players going for the ball.
Quite sure. Yeah, I'm not really quite sure where that was. Okay.
The old token goalkeeper free kick. All right.
Well, here's Emil Cuecio, the former Sacramento Republic midfielder. And Emmanuel Arteaga, 15 goals on the season, but Cuecio, the game winner against Orange County in extra time last weekend. Jacker and Juan Guerra saying at that point in the game he was likely to make a change and put in Daniel Crutzen, and he just saw a look in Emil's eyes and it said, "Put me in, coach, I'm ready to go." And he felt also just the matchup of being able to break down lanes and getting it behind some space would be something that would be good to have for Emil into the game. Well, it pays off handsomely. They go on to beat Orange County, and here they are in the Western Conference Final. And Rodrigo Lopez committing the foul behind. So Arteaga, Formello, Trejo, now Cuecio. I mean, that's a formidable 4 that can get you some goal. Now, Quayle on the year, only 1 goal, 2 assists, but in terms of where he's been lately, they feel like he can be a guy who can inject some life. When you talk about 3 top strikers in Trejo, Formello, and Arteaga, not many better in the USL Championship than those 3.
That's dangerous front line. And Zambrano was down for Phoenix Rising. He got back to his feet, and Arnold Lopez for the Republic, just off screen, is down on the ground. The referee hasn't seen him yet, but it looks like he might need a little bit of treatment.
Good news for Sacramento in terms of defensive midfielders. They've got a barn full, don't they? I mean, this is a stable of top quality players. Matt LaGrassa, Arnold Lopez, Nick Ross, Luis Felipe. You just hope Felipe is going to be okay. But we may see a change by Mark Briggs. It looks like Matt LaGrassa will come into the game, which will be the final opportunity for Mark to make a change, which means there might be another one coming in on cue. It's like I know sometimes what I'm talking about, Adam Moffat. Here comes Christian Pirano, who may just be the best one-on-one player on both teams here. His ability to dribble into some space, create contact, create opportunities is really second to none. And the youngster coming into the game here in the 76.
A lot of fresh legs coming into the game, and they're the opportunity to change the game for Phoenix Rising. It's the fresh legs up top. They need a goal. They need someone who's going to put the team on their back. tie up this game, potentially go and win it. For Sacramento Republic, it's keeping it solid at the back defensively. Can you maybe get a second goal?
Well, that's 2 defensive midfielders for Sacramento limping off the pitch. That is not a good sign for Mark Briggs and his Republic staff. Not quite sure what we saw from our perspective was play was moving on and Arnold Lopez just took a seat, so I don't know if something that was bothering him. It didn't appear to be, because what a performance he has had. And you said earlier, probably his best performance we've seen in over a month. No doubt he was probably the best defensive midfielder in the Western Conference for the first 3-4 months of the season. Here comes a change. So Pirano in for Keko, and Matt LaGrassa will replace Arnold Lopez. So to reset for you, it'll be Rodrigo Lopez, Christian Pirano, Luther Archibald, Nick Ross, Matt LaGrassa, Lee Desmond, Jack Gurr, Jared Timmer, Connor Donovan, Shane Wheat. After all that, it will be Phoenix here in quite a bit of time, likely at the end of this second half. Sacramento holding on to a 1-goal advantage. Russell Cicerone from Nick Ross in the 31st minute. Traore playing it forward to Quayshaw. The Argentinian quickly back in. Phoenix able to catch a break there. Formella. Cross coming. This one's going to be low and easy to the knees. It goes for Danny Vidiello, and one more substitution on the line. It's coming in a wave here, aren't they? Well, for Phoenix, they've got to find an answer here in the next 15 or so minutes, depending on the stoppage time. But so many changes. We usually see a substitute here or there sort of enter the flow to get. This could change the entire complexity of what we're seeing right now.
This last 5-10 minutes, it's just been substitutions, referee stopping the game. And once this last sub's made, Phoenix Rising are going to have 10+ minutes to salvage their season.
Nick Ross will try to get something going for Luther Archibald. Luther once again, 6 goals on the year. Back-to-back seasons he has done that. Turning 24 years of age in the middle of September. He has really shown well as of late. Can he find a game-sealing goal? Kissed off the far post against San Antonio. Republic would find the goal in the same possession. Here's Pirano. Stenberg's getting in the action, leaving a bit vulnerable in the back, and a foul is given. And Stenberg and company, and this is where it can get dangerous. We talk a lot about trades and whatnot coming in, but I'll tell you what, Stenberg coming back to the club, maybe one of the better additions. And here's Erickson Gallardo. He'll come in for Derek Formella.
Once again, it's a set piece in a dangerous spot for Phoenix Rising. They really need to get someone on the end of these.
Quayshaw will pull off. Gallardo, oh, it's saved by Danny Vidiello. The follow-up is there, and Phoenix have tied. It has gone silent here in Sacramento. It looks like Harvey was the one on the follow-up. Gallardo with a delivery. I'm not quite sure if it was saved the first time, may have taken a bounce in.
And it might have been Connor Donovan was the one who's fallen in. Danny Vitiello gets his left hand to the ball. And I think it does come off the feet of Connor Donovan. That is unfortunate. And this game has been brought to life.
Well, this is a team that knows how to come back. And they have been able to do just that. They level it here in the 80th minute against Sacramento on a set piece. As Stenberg was able to come all the way into the final third. Meanwhile, Emil Quayshaw is on the turf. And he's going to be shown off. He just checked in the game, so not quite sure, but there's no more substitutions for Phoenix if he can't continue. This would be quite devastating. We'll see how it goes. He's hobbling.
Doesn't look good for him.
So I think it'll be an own goal on Donovan.
What you do get, though, is if you do go to extra time, is you get that one additional substitution. So if he's unable to continue much further, if he can hold on for 10 more minutes in Milquero, then
they can make the change. So he will come back into the game. It appears to be okay. So Phoenix, the comeback kids, one more time, have leveled it here in the Western Conference Finals. Sacramento, Phoenix, 1 versus 6. The Republic allowing just 1 goal before that. And a foul is Arteaga. Fortunately for Sacramento, they take out Russell Cincinnati. They lose Luis Felipe. No Dami Villader, although Dami Villader, of course, coming back from injury, wasn't expected to play the whole game either way, but you've got this man, number 8, Rodrigo Lopez for Sacramento. Christian Pirano linking up with his good buddy Luther Archimed here. Archimed crossing this ball in, and it's cleared away. And that's the kind of buildup. We really saw chemistry between Pirano and Luther Archimed develop toward the end of the season. And they connect there, and they draw what could be a great set piece from number 8, Rodrigo Lopez. No one better on this Republic side to take these than the captain. This ball's driven well, headed by Lee Desmond, and it comes back out as Phoenix able to get ahead on it.
Lee Desmond got there, just couldn't quite get it past the first defender at the near post. And Republic gonna have to flip a switch here, going from trying to hold out for the win at 1-0. Now it's 1-1. They got to transition, trying to get back into control of this game.
Off the chest of Arteaga, a quick throw here for Sacramento. The winner will take on the Charleston Battery. Will they be coming to Sacramento or hosting Phoenix? Rodrigo Lopez. Off the arm of Roro, and Roro feeling that he had a bit of contact behind. Either way, the Sacramento side trying to find an answer back themselves.
Lee Desmond gets a lot on there. Arteaga's body was in the way on that corner kick. And there's going to be a lot of tired legs out here. This is a Phoenix Rising side who have played 60 more minutes in these playoffs already, 2 games in. And Sacramento Republic have. They've had a lot of travel in their legs, but they are resilient. They haven't given up at all tonight. They find themselves equalizing towards the end of this one, and they'd love to not go to extra time if they could get 1 more goal and get the victory.
Phoenix in their 3rd Western Conference Final, 2-0. Sacramento in their 2nd. They are 1-0. Something's got to give. Both teams tied here late. Of course, we'll go to extra time, and if not decided by then, it'll go to penalty kicks. Shane Wheat, Lee Desmond, who replaced Dami Villader, one who's played on the back line, but also has played in that left wing back position. Matt LaGrassa. Republic have to be sharper in these situations, Adam. Quickly through, just a little bit disjointed right now for Sacramento. Through ball, looking for Trejo. Jared Timmer. And Timmer will shrug him off. Goal kick for Danny Vidiello. So an own goal, Connor Donovan in the 80th on a set piece delivered by Renzo Zambrano. Russell Cicerone scoring the first from Nick Ross in the 31st minute. Falls to Rodrigo Lopez, trying to head it forward to Christian Pirano. Pirano slipping through Gallardo. But Phoenix hold up play here as Danny Trejo trying to beat Jared Timmer. Shane Wheat.
He's done a great job tonight, Jared Timmer. Anytime Danny Trejo's matched up with him. Seems the centre back's got the upper hand in that battle. For Sacramento Republic, you've got Luther Archimeds come into the game. He hasn't had too much involvement so far, but he is a big body. Challenge for those kind of balls.
And we've seen Harvey do that time and time again tonight. It's not being called. Leveling Russell Cicerone earlier in the game just outside the 18. And there again against Christian Pirano.
Definitely seen him called.
I guess it's a green light.
Get away with it, and then he'll continue doing it. The referees have to put a lot of control in the game early.
Stenberg again. Archimed. And now a little bit of a hobble from John Stenberg. That's been one of their better options moving forward to the attack, trying to get guys going as their lead center back moving forward. Meanwhile, here's Harvey again for the LA Galaxy man. Traore's got a lot of room here. He's going to serve this ball in. Here comes Danny Vitiello punching it away. Rodrigo Lopez looking for a counter. He'll find Archimed. Luther being tripped up, stays with it, and here comes a booking. And Stenberg, Traore, each with yellow in the game. King and Manjoma out.
It's a nice turn by Luther Archimed, just gathers the ball. Stenberg just extends a leg, just tries to pull him down, doesn't quite actually slow him down enough. He does do enough to get himself a yellow card, and he's hobbling a little bit. It's maybe something Luther Archimed's got to be taken advantage of.
Turned his ankle to possession before, and that could spell trouble. It may mean Traore and Stenberg have to drop in a bit closer. Arteaga fighting Quaisho. Emil dribbling forward, trying to find a direct ball of his own. Arteaga into some space. Here comes Vitiello to clean it up. Arteaga able to score against Sacramento in the win down in Phoenix on a Wednesday evening late in the year. Nearly found an opportunity there before it's broken up. Gallardo. Quaisho. And it is denied by Shing Wheat. I think for Phoenix here, they're just putting everything moving forward. Can Sacramento maybe recapture some of that possession? We'll see how much time is added here as we approach 90 minutes in Sacramento. Easy enough for Gurr. How does Sacramento flip this here, Adam, and become more the offensive-minded team?
You have to have some of the ball. You see Jack Gurr, you had no real choice but just to clear it there. What you fail to do is get your team up the field. Anytime you just clear it, it's going to come straight back down. You're still sitting really deep. This is where Danny Vitiello, he's just going to allow his players to get higher up the field, send it long, see if he can get everyone up there too.
Crowd stomping their feet here at Hard Health Park. Good vibes coming to an end in the 80th. But there'll be 5 more minutes of stoppage time here at Hard Health Park. Wow, I don't know about that. Fuenmayor initiated the contact. So the whistle against Sacramento. Phoenix gets it right back. 5 minutes before we go to extra time. Zambrano has really made a difference since coming into the game for Juan Guerra. This ball served. And he's been able to just get the attack going. Gallardo. Just sends it into the Tower Bridge Battalion.
Danny Vitiello's goal kick here. I don't think he wants to take any chances and play that ball short. He's just looking to send it long, allow Luther Archimed to go compete. And these second balls are real important. You don't have Arnold Lopez, Luis Felipe in the game. Nick Ross has played a lot of minutes. Matt LaGrasse is in there. Those guys are responsible for getting that second.
Harvey able to get to it, and now Phoenix will start to press a little bit. LaGrasse finding Quaisho. Quaisho may go for goal. It's in. Again, Phoenix able to pounce. And they score 2 goals late in this game. One on an own goal, another coming on a turnover.
And what a hit from Emil Quaisho, and he'll love that against his former side. 2 games in a row. He looks to be the player that has taken this Phoenix Rising side to the USL Championship final.
And Quaisho now putting on a show of himself as he's gone over to the crowd and started taunting, and the crowd is now throwing stuff on the field. And one of the Phoenix players has been hit. What a strike for the Rising. They go up 2-1 here, and this has become a bit out of control, to say the least.
Not something you want to see. A fantastic strike it was from Emil Quaisho.
That's what you saw for Sacramento down in Phoenix, was the mistakes, just unable to get it beyond. And Phoenix Rising able to take advantage of down in the desert. And here again tonight, set piece driven, unfortunately gets past. And then watch this again as Harvey and the company try to pull him off. And Arteaga, a bit of acting, but either way, you shouldn't be throwing stuff on the pitch. And here we go. Sacramento is going to find a few minutes now. Can they find an answer back? Western Conference Finals here. Republic strike first in the 31st minute. And now have to find an equalizer to send it to extra time. Rodrigo Lopez driving this ball. I'll never forget the sight of fans leaving early against LA Galaxy back in 2014, and you had people screaming, trying to get back into the game after leaving early. It is something many regret to this day. Republic not out of it yet. Vitiello will play it to Lee Desmond, who will head it forward to Roro. Roro, a little tap. Arteaga finding Danny Trejo in stride. Trejo will take it to the corner. Finding Sacramento an opportunity as ball's driven. Looking for Archimed. Christian Pirano is taken down. And a yellow card comes out. Play will stop. And Stenberg will try to draw a foul. And Republic players help him up. Carlos Harvey.
Is the right call, Harvey. Just got to slow down Pirano. You're about a minute or so away from the championship game.
So Charleston would host if this score holds here in Sacramento. The Eastern Conference final winners a moment ago seemed like they may be coming to Sacramento. How 20 minutes has changed. Roro not done yet. Sacramento waiting for a header. Here's a chance. Rios Novo comes away with it. A diving Connor Donovan trying to equalize. And now they'll try to waste as much time as possible. Toronto. So here's an argument. Toronto going shoulder to shoulder, but we saw Harvey several times tonight extend his arm blatantly in front, no whistle. It's hard to know what you can get away with and what you can't, but for Harvey, he's been able to do it. Meanwhile, Phoenix just finding a way. They force an own goal on a set piece and then take an advantage of a Republic mistake. 2-1 as they lead this one after going down a goal. The second half has been very friendly to Phoenix, and even into extra time. This is a team that has not quit, as Trejo trying to hold the ball, but Republic will try to get another opportunity here.
One last chance to send it forward, get everyone up the field. And this is it for Sacramento.
Pirano shugging off a defender. It won't be enough, and that is it. That a foul again on Christian Pirano. And Sacramento may have run out of opportunities here. You imagine Ricardo Fierro is about to blow this whistle. And Rios Nova will take his time. And Phoenix Rising are headed back to the USL Championship Cup finale. They beat Sacramento 2-1. Go down early in this game, and it's the former Republic midfielder Emil Cuecho with the game-winning goal. And it is the Rising who will move on.
We spoke about the second half. Phoenix Rising, they've been able to do it all season long. And they get it done here in the second half. For the third time, they're the Western Conference champions in the USL.
They do have the co-champion title from 2020. But while that game was not played, it feels like this one would mean a bit more if they're able to get the job done in South Carolina. A long way to go, but this is a team that has been resilient on the road. They found a way in San Diego. They go up a bit north, find a way in Orange County, come to Northern California. They take down all three California clubs, and a disappointing end here in Sacramento for a club that seemed destined to go the entire way. And it seemed like that was the case until about 70 minutes or so, and Republic just kept grinding away, but unable to close the door. And Phoenix able to find a way. They take this one 2-1.
It just felt like once that tying goal went in, it was really hard for Sacramento. They didn't have much going for them in the second half. Just really trying to hold on to that 1-0 lead. And when that ball went in the back of the net, it just felt like Phoenix Rising had the upper hand.
Emil Cuecho, just one goal in the regular season, 2 back-to-back winners in the postseason. And a really tough way to exit for this Republic team, who dominant all year long defensively, best in the USL Championship, It just seemed that it was going to be meant to be one more time, but Phoenix has other plans, and the Rising once again get to a cup final. They took on Lou City in 2018, unable to get the job done. They lose 1-0 in that game. They've got a tough road again against a Charleston team who didn't really know what you'd get throughout the year with that Charleston. We saw them in the early part of the season here in Sacramento, and they go on to make a run when it counted the most. So Phoenix Rising, your 2023 Western Conference champion. Let's go through it early on, Adam. 31st minute, Sacramento feeling good.
A really good goal by Russell Cicerone. And they win the ball back, Sacramento. Quick interchange. Cicerone gets faced up. Fires out that left foot right in the bottom corner past Rios Novo. They didn't create too many opportunities in the first half, Sacramento, but that was very well done by Russell Cicerone.
And there's that stoppage there. It felt 50-50 on the foul call. Ball just gets in there, and Connor Donovan just trying to get back defensively. Tripped. I think he tripped over Vidiello, and ultimately what sends the ball in. And this is where it all would go wrong. In stoppage time, little ball played forward. Sacramento not defending. They make the mistake, and here it is.
Fired it in. A lot of movement on that shot by Emil Cuello. Viziello can't get behind it. And that is the goal that takes Phoenix Rising to the USL Championship final next week in Charleston.
Fans here a bit shocked in Sacramento. The players shocked as well. The Rising in a celebratory mood. And hard to blame them, man. This is a team that wasn't given much love heading into the postseason, a team that could make a run. If you look at those last 5 games heading in, they almost backed their way in. They ended up with a 6th seed, but couldn't find a victory. Didn't quite matter. They went on a run when it mattered, and that was August, September, and here they are peaking at the right time one more time.
They've done it 3 times on the road. They won't mind that they're on the road for a 4th time because it's in the final. And I don't think anyone would have fancied them. They never won any of their last 5 games. This is the first game they've won in 90 minutes in 8 games. But here they are in the championship final.
Sacramento, it's going to be tough if you just think, well, you'll continue to build on this year and you want to look ahead to 2024. But there's no guarantee who's coming back and what kind of faces we'll see. And this is going to be a tough one to swallow, as Phoenix again has knocked out the Republic in the postseason. A controversial way in 2020. This time they're able to get the job done. And it's Emil Cuello again, who was traded for Mitch Tainer midway through the season to Sacramento. Thought he could provide a bit of a lift in the midfield. Ultimately, he's found his return here, and it's been an impactful one. This Phoenix team again, 6th seed, 48 points, missing the playoffs a year ago, and Juan Guerra said they visualized getting back here, being victorious after that 4-0 defeat. He said that was our turning point in the season. Very few coaches point to a devastating loss, their worst loss of the year, and they go ahead and able to turn things around and find themselves now in the cup finale next Sunday.
The way they've done it, not giving up in any of their games, they definitely give themselves a really good chance next week against Charleston Battery. As the players all getting out the flags, the countries of birth.
You can see the celebration by Phoenix in Sacramento. Some of the fans have stuck around. The supporters from the Rising have come from Section 111. They're hanging around to watch their team. For others, it's just a bit of heartbreak and shock, and this team just rolling through the playoffs. It just felt for many of these fans that Sacramento would once again, 10 years later, have the cup, and not meant to be. So a heartbreaking loss in the US Open Cup a year ago, here in the Western Conference Final. They fall again. So right there, just unable to have hardware at the end. And so we'll take a further glance here at the Western Conference champions, Phoenix Rising, as they are presented with the trophy. You got to give it to them, Adam. I mean, you've been on the side of the Republic here. We have heartbreak at the very end, and there's just not much you can do but think what if, or I could have, and it's the way it goes.
And it is really tough when you're that #1 seed in the West, and you kind of have to prove yourself again. And they were so close to doing that, proving themselves, getting to winning this Western Conference playoff. Weren't quite able to do it. Sacramento Republic, and it is Phoenix Rising FC, the Western Conference champs.
So we apologize because of some of the technical difficulties we have. We will not be able to hear down on the pitch, but here is a trophy presentation, and there they are, the 2023 Western Conference champions, Phoenix Rising. And you got to give a lot of credit to this team. They grinded out one here.
They never gave up. Down a goal, it did not look likely. They weren't really creating too many opportunities from that set piece. Fortune changed, and all it takes is a little bit of magic, and Emil Cuello was the one who delivered that towards the end of the game.
Well, best of luck, Phoenix. Charleston next Sunday, USL Cup finale. And we'll see who's crowned champion in 2023. I want to thank our entire crew here in Sacramento, Ava Ponte, for Adam Moffett and myself. We've had a great year broadcasting all these games to you. We appreciate you tuning in each and every Saturday and Wednesday. Sacramento Republic, guarantee we'll be back in 2024. Adam, it's been a heck of a pleasure to be with you all along the way.
Yes, likewise, Rob. A fantastic season for the Republic, just coming up short.
All right, well, the final here, 2-1, Phoenix, the Western Conference final champ, headed to the Cup final next Sunday.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.